Our next question is going to be quite an interesting question. Elaborate on a life plan that is not related to work or study. Elaborate on a life plan that is not related to work or study. So generally when they say life plan, we always speak about our ambitions or work or study, right? So this question is very clear. It says that you need to elaborate on a life plan that doesn't relate to your work or your study. So what can you actually discuss about in this? You can talk about what your life plan is, or how important that particular plan is for you, or how you're going to fulfill your plan. Okay, so your answers can go on like this. My one lifetime plan that is very close to my heart is related to my retirement. So I am always motivated that I don't want to spend my retirement in the hustle and bustle of a city. So after working hard for many years, in my career, I would definitely like to buy a plot of land in a serene area, which is a bit in the outskirts of the city, where the air is clean and natural ecosystems thrive. And in this countryside property, I would like to have my own little farm where I can grow organic fruits and vegetables in order to share with my family and friends. In this property, I also would like to build a small, cozy cottage like one of those holiday homes we often see on TV. That's always been my dream destination. So, a destination in the sense, a dream place where I need to have a lovely cottage. And my lifestyle would definitely be pro-nature there, and I would spend many hours meditating and enjoying music with my family. And I also plan to build a small pyramid structure, therefore hosting group meditation sessions every day in a very inclusive manner. These sessions would be open and accessible to all. I want to do this in a bid to raise the collective conscience of humanity. The next step would be to involve myself in providing social services to the community around for their well-being and also to uplift them. Now, this is very important to me because I see many people today who are not living their lives as happily as they otherwise can, simply just because of mental blocks and lack of time, or lack of self-time, the me time. I think a meditation center in the countryside would be a blessing to people, and it would be my small way of giving back to the community. So in the next 15 years, I think I can successfully bring my plan to fruition. So I've always dreamt of such things, and I hope in the near future I'm able to do all these things. Let's move on to the follow-up questions. Is retirement planning essential? So do you feel that retirement planning is essential? Few might say yes, few might say no, but remember, you need to justify your answer. So my answer is yes. Retirement planning is very important according to me. If a person plans well in advance, the retirement can turn out to be a very enjoyable phase of life. If sufficient planning has been done in advance, then emergencies and healthcare expenses will not leave any dents in the retirees' savings. So how important it is to plan for post-retirement? Is it that essential? Answers might vary. As I always say, you need to justify. Yes, retirement planning is very important according to me. If a person plans well in advance, the retirement can turn out to be a very enjoyable phase of life. So I'm saying why I chose or why I choose to plan my retirement. If sufficient planning has been done in advance, then emergencies and healthcare expenses will not leave any dents in the retiree's saving. So a sufficient planning would definitely help in all aspects when it comes to post-retirement and the expenses related to that. Let's move on to another follow-up question. Have you prepared a bucket list of things to do? So bucket list, have you prepared a bucket list of things to do? In the sense, have you prepared on the to-do things, the list of things that you would like to do in the future? I have prepared a bucket list of things to do before I die. one thing that remains constant in this list is my plan to build myself a country home with an attached farm. Sometimes I manage to achieve certain things earlier than planned. So here I have not mentioned that I have only one wish in my bucket list. I have mentioned that I do have a list of things to do before I die. But I am clearly mentioning that there is one thing that will remain constant in my list. That is to have myself, my own country house attached with a farm. And I also say that sometimes I manage to achieve certain things earlier than planned. So that means that I already have achieved a few things which had been in my bucket list.